Hey, in this video, I'm going to break down how I create content that actually gets views, but also builds authority, builds relationships with people at scale. Because as you know, it's about both. And it's Onat from Larry's Creator here. I make these videos to basically break down how me and my clients build our personal brands, but also attract our dream clients with it. And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to give you some additional actionable tips to build your authority with your content. So yeah, let's start. Now, because most of you are, I think, kind of struggling with creating authority content. So at first, I think building public is the most important thing to do, because you have to basically, well, stop using how to and start using how I, because with how to post, they don't have basically personality, that they don't have the, I don't know, your unique insights, like your unique perspectives, and yeah, only 1% of the people actually do things and just get results. So when you say that here is how I did this, it's like you are already you already differentiated yourself, because most of the people just learn things and create how to post. So especially on X, you want to avoid that, and we can just keep it simple. You can just say that here is how I did this, and then just add a few bullet points, and it's actually simple as that. So we'll also cover some posts, and with basically authority posts, we want to use this framework. So we start with your perspective. We basically start by saying that I did this, but then we all want to always connect it with a lesson, so that it doesn't only about you. When you only talk about yourself, it's kind of weird. So we start with talking about ourselves to basically get the attention, but then we end it with a lesson. So whatever your big idea is, whatever the narrative that you are promoting, you start with talking about yourself, and you basically connect it with you. You connect your results with your narrative, with your basically big idea. That's the main goal here, so that you build your authority and also you promote your idea. So, and in order to do that, so we actually talked all of you with all of you that you need to have your big idea and community. So I want you to build these ideas, and if you have any questions about that, any any ideas, we can always discuss. I can always give you feedback, because these are pretty important to build your authority. When you have your big idea and when you constantly mention it, it actually makes it stick a lot more. So it's um, yeah, it makes it a lot more sticky, your brand. So, and we always want to leverage emotions, because that's actually how you like build authority. When you basically flex your results, when you polarize, or when you get personal with people, this creates emotions, and it's basically, yeah. And also these are great hooks. So that's how you you get people's attention with emotions. So when you say that here is how to do this, there's no emotion, there's no, I don't know, there's no personality. So when you talk about yourself and what you think, what you do, there's always this your perspective, your basically your personality. So yeah, that's how you create authority content. So you basically, you are with each of these contents, you are basically building your personal brand. So each of this building public posts, each of this flex posts, polarized posts, these are all little pieces that build your personal brand over time. And yeah, actually this is pretty important. And I also need to mention this more on the resources. So um, like there is this human bias that we always want to compare ourselves to others, even if we don't realize it, even if we don't want to admit it. People always want to compare themselves to others, and when you talk about yourself, that actually makes people more curious, that actually makes people want to read it more, because they actually want to compare it, compare you to themselves. So like some people think that when I talk about myself, like people won't be interested, like because I'm talking only about myself, it's like selfish, like why would people care about me? So it's like I'm only talking about myself, it looks stupid and stuff like that, but it's actually really the opposite. So when you actually talk about people, talk about yourself, people are more interested because they always want to compare themselves to others. So for example, you can say that, I don't know, you can like talk about your, let's say, morning routine, and people will read it because they'll compare your morning routine to their routine. When you talk about like, here is how I don't know, here is how I write my X posts, people will read it because they'll compare how they like write it. Or I don't know, like for example, you can say that like, here's how I don't know, like get clients, and people will compare it. And also there's this trend that I'm sure you've seen these posts. Like there's this age posts. People basically
Yeah.
say like, I'm 20 and I did this. Like like I'm 30 and I did this, and I'm like 40 and I'm doing this. I'm doing that, stuff like that. Those posts, like, you get insanely viral because it's basically the human comparison bias. Because let's say I saw a post that someone's like, someone say that I'm 20 and I make 10K a month, for example. I read that post because I want to compare it to myself. Like, how is this guy making 10K a month and 20? Like, I wasn't, like, I couldn't do that. And even if it's closer to my age, it's better. For example, if I see that someone saying like, I'm 28 or I'm 25 and I'm doing this, I'm actually more interested about like reading that post because I really want to compare myself to that. So it's like those posts going viral really proves this point, because people want to compare themselves to others, and social media is the really the best or worst place to do that. Like, because it's also kind of hard on the psychology, but yeah, it's like the human bias. And then when creating content, we want to leverage that. So that's basically it. And here are some tips. So have a vault of your wins. For example, I always, when I get a new win, I like note it down. So for example, let's say like I go over my background, I go over my experiences, and I note down each thing that I can flex on a post. So for example, I was an appointment setter. I booked a lot of appointments. Like, I've, for example, note that down there. And or I was working at a multiple seven-figure online business. Like, that was also social proof. Like, I don't know, let's say I hit 1K followers in 90 days. I can talk about that. Like, I made, let's say I closed 3 clients in a week. I made like, I don't know, 2.5K in 14 days. Or like, there's all these things that you are accomplishing, and these can be big, these can be small. Even if they are not that big, that means that that's like a relatable post, like a personal post, like people will compare it to themselves. So even if it's not that big, it's not important. So have a vault of your wins, like note that down. Just like spend 15-20 minutes like going over everything that you did. This can be personal, this can be business, like this can be, I don't know, fitness, like whatever. Just have a vault of your wins. So when you are struggling to come up with authority posts, flex posts, you can just pick something there, and then just look at like other post structures and just come up with a post. And always make sure to have good grammar. And then, yeah, as I said, start the post with talking about yourself, because that's how you attract people. And um, when you mention a lesson at the end, when you connect it with a lesson at the end, you basically have your process. Like, you talk about yourself. Here's how I do this, and then people like have that in their mind. And then when you end it with a lesson or end it with like a big idea, people um, basically connect your results with the main idea, with your idea. So that's yeah, that's basically pretty powerful. So yeah, I think this is yeah, all I want to talk about. Thanks for sticking around, and as a small gift, you can check out the first link in the description to get my free guide on how I help my clients monetize their brands. And if you found this video valuable, please like and subscribe, and you can also check the video on the screen to learn more about how I build my brand, how I help my clients build their brands. And yeah, that's all for the video. And if you have any questions or feedback, like whether it's positive or negative, please leave a comment below, or you can basically reach out to me on X, and I'll do my best to provide more value in the upcoming videos. So thanks a lot.